Hi there, Rafael Gonzalez here from Cattie Gonzalez. As always, is great to be with all of you, and especially today. This is so exciting for me to be able to get to speak with and spend a few minutes with one of the folks that I think is a superstar in our industry. With us this morning is Brigitte Becker, Senior VP at Frank Wisdom Crum Insurance, although she may be retired, that not may be her title anymore, but we'll talk about that here in a few seconds. Foremost, Brigitte, wanted to congratulate you on the 2020 Comp Laude Claims Professional of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you, Rafa. Thank you very much.
It's so amazing, Brigitte, because I've known you my entire legal career. You have been a claims professional in the Tampa Bay area, so I've known you my entire career, and you really are. You're one of those individuals that we have all looked up to, have always admired just the way that you have gone about your work and the type of work that you have done. So this means, personally, for me, such a great deal to be able to do this with you. Congratulations again.
Well, it's been a real honor to even be to be nominated and then to actually win has just been so gratifying and such a validation of my career. And I'm not retired yet. December 31st is the actual date, but things are slowing down. I'll say that.
Good for you. You've earned it. You really have. So just as a backdrop, if folks out there, have not met you, do not know you, you bring over 40 years of experience in the property casualty insurance industry. And you have worked over the years that I read, you were at Travelers, at Aetna, at USF&G, at Continental, at CNA, at Riskor. I think you worked for Coca-Cola for some time and for Shell Oil. And throughout all of that, I mean, you held various positions. You were claims adjuster, you were supervisor, a manager, an auditor, an analyst, a director, and now a VP, a senior VP. So you have truly done it all, Brigitte Becker. You have done everything there is to do in this industry. Give us a little bit about that. The beginnings and that entire career, how you spanned over 40 years doing that type of work.
I don't think, in fact, I told my current owner, you're not going to meet many people like me because not many people started from the bottom and has actually worked their way up to a management position, especially an executive management position. I loved being an adjuster. I thought, early in my career, I used to hang out with people that were adjusters, and I'm like, that's what I want to do, because I really had no direction coming out of school. And Aetna Life and Casualty gave me an opportunity to get into their training program. I loved adjusting claims, but I really seemed to have a good sense for people, and soon wanted to, impart my love for the industry to younger adjusters, and so I decided to put in to be a manager, a supervisor, got that position, and before I knew it, I was in the home office at Continental Insurance, and it just opened up for me to be able to go from the home office into a field operation as a branch manager. To be quite honest, I used to run up some very heavy phone bills, so transferring was pretty lucrative because in the old days, you used to get a nice heavy bonus check if you transferred from one city to another. So that was kind of an incentive to want to go even further. But it's working from the ground up to this position has, given me quite a vision for what this industry is all about.
I love that, Brigitte. And you're right. There aren't very many folks in our industry that can say that, right? That started from the bottom, from the ground, and has had a career that you've now seen all angles of it. Like you said, doing executive leadership, really, really amazing. In addition to doing all of that, Brigitte, you have also been instrumental here for your volunteer work, and you have touched and made a difference in people's lives with the work that you've done at Trinity Cafe. Can you tell the folks a little bit about that? Because it is something spectacular. It is something amazing that you've done there.
Well, Mr. Crum, Frank Crum, who owns Frank Crum and Frank Winston Crum Insurance Company, was a board member for Trinity Cafe, and he wanted to do something special for them. And I, many years ago, said, well, Frank, we could have, people would ask him for, obviously for donations. And I went, well, you could have your own tournament. So we devised the Frank Crum Invitational. And at that time, all of the money that we raised went directly to Trinity Cafe, who is now a division of Feeding Tampa Bay, Feeding America, I believe. And we have a tournament that actually hosts 300 golfers every year. We raise something in the neighborhood, we net actually something in the neighborhood of $150,000 for the past 3 or 4 years. We've raised over $1.5 million for Trinity Cafe. It's attended by many of the insurance TPAs, vendors, some PEO clients. It's just a great event that everyone seems to look forward to every year.
Yeah, we really all do. You've done an amazing job of, bringing folks not just from this local area, from around the country.
It's nationwide, that's for sure. We have people from California all the way to Maine that attend this event. And actually, and luckily, we're going to have a 2021 event. I'm not going to be overseeing that. I will pass the torch to my new claims director and claims manager, but the participation is as many people as have attended in the past.
That is just awesome, and it has made such a difference here in our local community. I mean, these are incredible, helpful dollars, right, to feed folks who need help. So thank you so much, Brigitte. I mean, it really is an amazing thing that you guys have done with this program.
And I think I failed to mention that Trinity Cafe, they feed the hungry and the homeless in the Tampa Bay area. They feed them in a dining room atmosphere. No one is turned away. And they've served, at one time it was over 300,000 meals. I'm sure it's a lot more since joining forces with Feeding Tampa Bay.
I was personally introduced to Trinity Cafe through your work, right, through this event, and have since volunteered every year over there. It is such an amazing place, and they do such incredible work for our community. Really, really special. So, Brigitte, tell me a little bit about, and you've already mentioned it, being nominated for Comp Laude Award, and then not just being nominated, but finalist, and then winning this incredible award now. Give me a little bit of your feelings, of your thoughts about that.
Well, obviously, it was a great honor. And especially when I learned that it was Tammy Boyd that nominated me, because I didn't know Tammy very well. I've met her and been at some industry events with her throughout the years, but apparently she had attended a seminar that I was involved in with the Alliance of Women in Workers' Compensation in early January, and apparently my presentation and my background, because I spoke about my background, must have impressed her to the point of her nominating me for this award. So I, thank her for that. I actually, when I became a finalist, it really was a validation that perhaps I had made some contribution to this industry. And then winning it, I felt like Sally Field getting the Oscar for Norma Ray. It was like, you like me, you really like me. It was beyond my expectations, to be quite honest.
Wow. You like me, you really like me.
That's how you felt. I mean, that's how I felt. It's like, oh my gosh, I've been in casualty for 40 years. I've been in the insurance industry for 50 years. And to end it on this note is like just amazing. It's just so gratifying. Words just really can't explain, what it means to me.
I love that. There is something about it, isn't it? That, folks that you work with appreciate and recognize the work, really your lifetime of work. There is something incredible and significant about that. Absolutely. So as you said, right, end of the year, you're retiring. So what's next, Bridget? What are you going to do?
Well, I am going to keep the door ajar. I'm available. I'm consulting. I'm going to be working as a consultant for Frank Winston Crum Insurance. I'm going to be available for the new management team, and anyone else that might want to pick up the phone and ask for my help. I'm available. I'm hoping I'm not leaving the industry. I plan to keep current on things that are occurring. I plan to continue to attend seminars when I can. I am going to focus on my golf game because that's gone to the wayside. But I would like to mentor some of the younger adjusters and supervisors, and I just need to find a way on how to do that.
That's perfect. Segue to that was going to be my next question, Bridget. You've always been the type of individual in our industry. You've mentored probably hundreds of folks over the years. So I was going to ask, what do you want to do next in regard to, helping the industry in continuing to push forward, this wonderful work that you have done. And so you've indicated that mentoring is what you would like to do. I mean, give me an idea, of the types of things that you think right now folks are in need of or need help or assistance with. What kinds of things are going on out there that folks on the ground that are handling claims need assistance with?
It's kind of funny that right now I'm seeing some new vendors entering the field that want to promote advocacy, which advocacy in workers' compensation, it's always been there, but I think along the way we've lost it due to a lot of paper pushing or maybe other objectives that the carriers or the TPAs desire. But I think that the adjusters these days, they really need to know that their positions are crucial to the success of their operation, of their company or their TPA or their carrier. But more importantly, that their impact on an injured worker's future is significant. The adjusters they're meeting strangers basically, but those strangers' lives have been turned upside down because of that work comp injury. And I believe that the adjusters need to somehow or another learn to put themselves in that person's shoes and understand that those persons' fears, their concerns, their wants, their desires, and they need to start to maybe treat them, well, they do treat them, but maybe treat them with more honesty and dignity. It's not about denying the claim. It's really about, let's get these people back on their feet. Let's give them a future for them and for their families. And to be able to do that, I think we're going to need to start to train the adjusters more on just relationships with people. It's not over the phone. One of the things that I've asked my TPA to start to do is to do more virtual interviews with injured workers. We have the tools now to do it. We're doing it right now. We're having a virtual meeting. So rather than calling up somebody on the phone and being just that adjuster on the phone, I think that if the injured worker can see the person that they're dealing with, I think we'll get a much better result. So I know that my TPA that I'm currently using is going to attempt to do that. Whether it be that the TPA is going to afford them cell phones and or just to go to meetings like we're doing now. But I would like to get involved in that aspect of it, of let's look for the future. The future's here. We have the tools. Let's start to use them. In the days, 40 years ago when I was an adjuster, we knocked on the doors of these injured workers and we met them at their homes. We can't do that anymore, but we certainly can have face-to-face meetings with them.
I love it.
That's what I would like to see for the future. I would like for us to step back, do what we did in the old days, but let's do it more modern.
I love that because that really is at the core, right, of truly helping folks is getting to know them, getting to hear them, getting to speak to them, getting to really, really understand where they're coming from and what's happening in their lives, and what do they need right now? Because we can help with all of that.
We can, and that's the key to the successful claim and the result. It's what your company wants, a good result. But it's more so importantly what that injured worker needs. 99% of these claims are true accidents that have occurred, and we need to get these people back on their feet. So.
Love that, Bridget. Really do. That's awesome. So are there already plans in place to start doing exactly what you just told us about, thinking about doing? I mean, is there a plan for you in that regard?
Well, I don't know as much for me, but before I leave Frank Winston Crum Insurance, I know that the employees that work directly for me, we have already equipped them with not cell phones, but we've equipped all of them with the ability to do a go-to-meeting with the PEO clients and with claimants, if a claimant desires to do a face-to-face meeting. And the same for my TPA Broadspire in Tampa. They are all equipped and ready to do Zoom meetings with injured workers.
I love that.
It's actually just a matter of getting the injured worker comfortable with it at this point.
Yeah, that's true, because that's on the other side of that, right? They need to feel comfortable with and be able to handle the technology. That's awesome. I love that, Bridget.
Yeah, and sometimes it's obviously not at the first meeting, because the first meeting, the injured workers, they're hurt. They're more concerned with getting treatment, but it's about that second contact and that third contact of saying, I'd like to speak to you face to face, if at all possible. That's the answer right there, right? That's the magic, is that continuous touch, not just once or twice, but being there available for that injured worker again and again and again as the claim evolves and the injury sometimes get difficult and medical care and treatment, decisions get tough. That's really where I think trust is built. That's where the injured worker feels like I've got a team behind me, really, really pushing for me and really taking care of me. You're exactly right. It's, I think we've gotten away from the industry, or we've gotten away a little bit from it, where we have like just a nurse case manager reach out to that injured worker. That seems to be the sole person that's doing most of the work, but the adjuster is crucial. I mean, they are the central point of the whole claim. I mean, they're the person that's issuing the checks. They're the person that's making the decision on whether or not there's going to be a second opinion, an IME, is it going to be light duty work? So that injured worker needs to see the adjuster, the person that's basically, for lack of a better word, the puppet master, right? They're directing everyone else, be it their attorney or the nurse case manager. They're the person that's making the decision. So they need to see the person, the injured worker, and they need to work closely with them. And they need to have, and you hit upon it, ongoing rapport is crucial. It's not a one-time phone call. It is a phone call throughout the whole claims process, and letting that injured worker know exactly what to expect each step of the way.
Love that. Bridget, I would imagine that there are, lots of folks that maybe you want to thank, or, that have been meaningful to you throughout this, incredible career. Are there some folks that you'd like to mention to us today that you'd like to thank or highlight, as a result of your career?
You're right that there are many people. You can imagine after 40 years, there are a lot of people. I guess I really want to thank Tammy Boyd for nominating me. I really appreciate her taking the time to do that. I need to thank the Crums, the Crum family, Frank and Matt in particular. Frank Winston Crum Insurance is a privately owned insurance company. It's only been around for 17 years. I've been working there for 15 and a half years. And the Crums have really allowed me to create that claims department that they wanted. There was no claims processes or procedures. Being able to work with some of the best people at CNA, including Brian Bowles, the former president of Frank Winston Crum Insurance, and many other people at Continental Insurance. I gained a lot of knowledge from those people to be able to put together, I believe, a top-notch insurance at Frank Crum.
Love that. Yeah, over a 50-year career, right? Lots of folks that you have, I'm sure, learned from, both devoted and taught, right? Because it works both ways. I would imagine lots of folks out there.
A lot of people, I mean, like I say, there's a lot of people that, helped me along the way. I never thought this was going to be a career. Thought I would get married at the age of, 21, 22 out of college, and a career, back in the early 70s was not something I was thinking of, but it has become a very rewarding career and an opportunity.
Love that.
And all of that experience, really it's affected me personally as well, and dealing with people outside of the industry. So I can just thank the insurance industry many times over.
Let's talk about that for a second, Bridget, because I feel exactly the same way. My work, your work, has taught us from a personal perspective how to be better humans, how to be more caring, how to be more compassionate, how to be more responsible. At least for me, I would imagine.
Yes.
For you. Yeah.
It really has. And so I have a background similar to yours as far as coming from, I wasn't born in this country. I came here from Germany. My father's a Holocaust survivor. They didn't know much about America to be, they obviously didn't, I didn't gain a lot of knowledge through my parents because of their limited experience. What I am and who I am today is because of the people that I've associated with in the past 50 years during my career, to be quite honest. And it's, again, which is why it's so rewarding. It's made me who I am today.
Gosh, I love that. I just have the highest admiration and respect for you, Bridget. I do. It's so incredible. So to wrap it up here, give us your words of wisdom. Give us something for the rest of us who are going to remain. And we got a long road ahead. We're still working at it. Give me your impressions. Give me your words of advice. Give me your wisdom.
I'm just going to go back to the old-fashioned phrase, the golden rule, which I think that adjusting really is: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That is the golden rule, right? That's what it is. But that's how I think that I've led my career, throughout my career, whether it be to deal with peers, supervisors, injured workers. I just always think of how do I want to be treated? And that's how I'll treat people. So.
I love that. Let's get into that. Thank you, Brigitte Becker. I love you. You're wonderful. Thank you so much, and congratulations on the 2020 Comp Laude Claims Professional of the Year. It sounds so good. I love it.
I love it. My award's right over here. You want me to pick it up for you?
Absolutely. You got it with you? Bring it out.
I have it right here.
Look at that. Woohoo!
Yeah.
I love
my
it.
best.
Thank you, Bridget.
Thank you. Thank you, Rafi. Thank you.